Both defenses will have to be on the watch for a pair of tight ends looking to find seams in the secondary. It's Ertz's Eagles going up against Pitta's Ravens. The opening kick is straight ahead, so it's time to turn it over to my colleagues, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis with the call. Gentlemen.
Larry, we are coming to you from the heart of Baltimore, nestled between Russell Street and I-395. We're at M&T Bank Stadium. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens. Hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Guyton. And, Charles, we saw Larry focus on the tight end matchup in his open. You think it's one to watch, don't you?
Definitely one to watch because these guys can create such big plays by all the different things they can do. Line up out wide, in the slot, line up in a normal tight end position, and then who are you going to cover them with? Is it a linebacker, a defensive back? They create mismatches all throughout the game.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And now you see Carson Wentz trot on the field. He'll be leading Philadelphia. And there was talk, a few weeks ago, maybe Carson Wentz hitting that rookie wall, quote unquote. But he's put up back-to-back 300-yard games following his Week 14 performance.
And I think this is part of the be careful what you wish for, because he has put up the back-to-back 300-yard games, and there were a lot of people saying, where did those go? We haven't seen those in a long time. Well, they've come in losing efforts. You don't need the 300 yards if everything else is working for you. And right now, Carson Wentz has become the focal point of their offense, and they were hoping for that not to happen. They thought others might be able to carry him a little bit.
On the ground, the first carry for Ryan Matthews. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. Elvis Dumerville there on the tackle. And when this offense is clicking on all cylinders, the running back is in sync as well.
The focal point. Runs, catches, blocks, sets a tone for the offense.
Second down following the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fighting through. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
I know throughout his pro career, Ryan Matthews has been injury-riddled. But the best part of his game to me is his ability to break tackles and run with power and physicality.
And a prime example of that right there on that play. They'll run it now out of the gun. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. The starters now defensively for Baltimore.
C.J. Mosley's your prototypical Alabama linebacker. They'll come downhill and smack you, but they understand the game so well.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. He's got time. Great protection. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. And give him a gain of 37.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
One of the things that's really difficult for an offense is often identifying how to block a 3-4 defense. Well, when they're coming on a blitz, even more difficult. They're elusive targets and hard to hit.
Play action to Sproles. Wentz finding time. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Lardarius Webb. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, trying to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position, and this is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
Carry here for Terrence West. And his first carry, he loses the football. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Well, he's going to have to shake out the cobwebs first time he touches the football, and he drops it on the ground.
So many times we talk about quarterbacks and taking care of them early to get them in the flow with safe throws, right? But with a runner, there's no such thing as a safe run, right? Out of the gate, you're going to be in.
Comes the Ravens defense now as they get ready for the next possession. They got a little steam following the interception the last time they were out there, Charles.
And they wanted to keep that going now because once you get one, he wanted to multiply and turn into a bunch more. And right now, they're putting up their version of a no-fly zone.
No-fly zone. I like that. We had a flyover before the game.
Yeah, but this time they would intercept it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side. On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Now Wentz on 3rd down. Complete on the right side to Green Bankham. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. So now on 4th down, the Eagles will hand things over to their field goal kicker, and that's Caleb Sturgis. And Sturgis able to knock it through. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So they recover the fumble but could not take advantage of the short field. They do get 3.
And no one ever turns down 3 points going up on the board. But the offense will go to the sidelines wondering what if. While the defense on the other side, they'll celebrate holding them to just a field goal after giving up such bad field position.
Now it's Sturgis converted on the field goal. Now he'll send this one away on the kickoff. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now we get our first look at a guy who's been around the block a time or two. He will not be rattled today.
And that changes things for a defensive coordinator, because normally when you get the young guys, you get the rookies, you throw all the exotic blitzes at them and looks they haven't seen. But this guy, he's seen it all.
The drive begins with a handoff to West. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
Second down following the run.
Hey, watch number 5, watch number 5. Single.
On second down, Flacco to throw. Surveying the field. It got his man complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So how about that one, Charles? We haven't seen that in a while. The illegal forward pass.
The quarterbacks get so much leeway on this play that you're right, Brandon. It is very rare that we see the call come out for a legal forward pass.
Offense needs 11. Have to think pass here on third down. Third down, Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. And hauled in by Pitta. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Back deep is Darren Sproles. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. And the Ravens defense, they get ready and they trot back out onto the field. And last time out, they gave up the chip shot field goal, but obviously it could have been worse than that. I think they felt pretty good about only giving up 3.
No doubt about it. Anytime an offense gets into the red zone, the thinking naturally for the defense is, okay, 3 points. We're going to give up 3 here, but let's make it no more than that. They met their goal.
On the other side, though, the offense, they weren't very happy.
No, because there's an opportunity. Once you get to the red zone, you're not thinking about kicking a field goal. You're thinking about how do you get it into the end zone, and when you don't, you walk off the field feeling a little bit of failure on that drive.
Yeah, who will have the better feeling at the end of this drive? Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to get this one up past the 25. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
For a guy who went to college as a quarterback, Ryan Matthews has turned into quite the power runner. If he can only stay healthy, well, his numbers would be huge, I think. His numbers so far, 2 times over 1,000 yards with the Chargers, 5 years there now in his 2nd year with the Eagles. On
second down. Ryan Matthews. It's a loss of 2. Now third down.
That was a nice play by the defense, but the offense can't let that one play define them. Let it go, move on, and start over again.
Now the Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third down.
Could be a blitzer.
From the gun on third down, Wentz. And able to complete it to Green Beckham. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. Third down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Yes, this is where the expression staying ahead of the chains comes into play. Good runs like that one set you up well for third down.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. One receiver left, 2 to the right. Now Wentz throwing on second down. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And on this challenge, the refs have to take a peek and see whether or not the receiver was able to dot the I with both feet,
while making sure that he possesses the football all the way through the catch.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Shotgun now for Wentz. And that's caught. Did he stay in bounds, though? He did not. Ruled incomplete. A third down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
And Sturgis able to knock it through. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive only yields 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to move the football, but the defense stiffened once their backs were to the end zone, and they were able to hold them to just 3.
Now it's Sturgis converted on the field goal. Now he'll send this one away on the kickoff. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. We focus our attention now on the Eagles' defense. They're hoping to do what they did last time, force another punt. Last time it resulted in a field goal. We'll see if they can get another stop here, though.
And the best defenses are in the business of preventing points and creating points. And that's exactly what these guys did on their last possession. Why? Because they got off the field on 3 and out, turned the ball over to their offense after the punt, and let them roll downfield and put the ball through the post for a field goal.
They begin here with a run by West. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a Baltimore first down.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll make it second down. And we peek at the defense now for Philadelphia.
Malcolm Jenkins entered the NFL as a cornerback and has transitioned to safety, but still retains his good coverage skills.
Flacco here on second down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Give him 3 on the play, and just like that, it's third down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Third down now following the completed pass. Third down, Flacco from the gun. He's got time in the pocket. And he finds his man, Kamar Aiken. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line.
The goal of every offense is to move the chains, pick up first downs. A nice job finding an open receiver for a completion.
This is West. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They come out here in the I. Second down, Flacco now. He's got time. Going right side here, and that's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes.
Holding offense.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
At the end of one, 6-0 is our score. We're back to Baltimore after this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Snickers. You're off your game when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football, but they face a second and long to start things out. On the ground, it's West again. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down. And the Eagles will go with an extra DB here as they prepare for a stop on third.
Thinking pass all the way.
Flacco. Underneath to Allen. Pushes over him.
No, that's just not right.
And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else. Ended up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They'll run it with West. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it rest of the game. And it does get in your mind a little bit, and sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tacklers.
And the defenders know it, too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to...
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Terrence West from 17 yards out. And the Ravens can take the lead now if they hit the extra point. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And it's up and good. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. On the return, it's Kenyon Barner. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gassed,
right?
Yeah,
a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting off field, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
They begin the drive with Ryan Matthews. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. 9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down. They'll come out in the pistol. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are, and I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. Finding time. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. He was looking to hit Ryan Matthews here out of the backfield. And 4th down coming up.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion as we just saw there, that's winning football.
So here now the old Wiley veteran, 13th year in the league, Donnie Jones to punt it away. Back deep for the Ravens, Michael Campanaro. And this will be taken at the 13. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. We put our attention now on the Eagles' defense. And they gave up a touchdown last drive. You kind of need to hit the reset button after every touchdown given up, Charles.
I love that. And the way that you phrased it is perfect because from series to series, you can reset how the game is going to go. If you gave up a touchdown before, it doesn't mean you have to do it again. And if you made a great play before, you have to reset again anyway because they're going to attack. So I love the way you phrased it and put it out there. That's what they have to do in this series.
Not like when you're playing a video game. You can't hit the reset button here. Let's go.
No, you shouldn't anyway. That's for sure.
Now Flacco and hauled in by Pitta. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a pickup of 14 there. And that'll be good for a Baltimore first. Now West uses the stiff arm. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Really tough drive, but that run helped salvage something there because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back. And now maybe it'll be a catalyst for them to look at going forward, watching it on tape. Maybe they can keep incorporating that type of a run into their offense.
They'll run again here with West. Still on his feet. And he's brought down. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
It's really come into vogue to talk about the different gaps that the defense tries to attack in an offensive line. And most of the time we're talking about blitzes. How many times have you heard double A-gap blitz? But where is the A-gap? It's the space between the center and the guards, either side. So when you're having a double A-gap blitz, that's two guys coming through that gap. In this situation, though, that A-gap wasn't open for the defense to exploit. The offensive line took care of it, protected it, and moved the defensive guys out of the way to allow for that nice run.
They come up in an offset eye. Here's West. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. They fake the handoff. Now Flacco to pass. And Aiken with it over the middle. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Red zone opportunity. Going to give this time to the tailback. And eventually brought down, but it's near the 5 at the 6. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
And the tackle's made there by one of the secondary members. And I can guarantee you, having played that spot in the huddle right now or on the field, they're urging for a little bit more support from the guys up front. I actually remember one game where I hopped over a defensive lineman to make a tackle downfield and realized he was 10 yards downfield. That's not good. That's being driven off the line of scrimmage, and you can't have that if you're going to win a game on defense.
So the offense has it, 6-yard line, 1st and goal. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
No matter what defense is called versus a running play, linebackers are telling the defensive guys up front, you take care of the offensive line, keep us uncovered, let us run to the ball, we'll make big plays. Well, that paid off there. All the guys up front, the big fellas, they controlled the 5 offensive linemen. That allowed the linebackers to see the openings, sprint through the gap, and snuff that play out in a hurry.
Pass incomplete. This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's 3rd and goal. Third and goal. Flacco into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the veteran Leotis McKelvin.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. So after the INT, here's Wentz. And Selleck here, left side. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 14 there. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some space here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves his sticks.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
They come out here in the eye.
Let's go!
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Second down following the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. Terrell Suggs, a good sight there. Back from another Achilles injury last season. He's able to get in and make the play. And the offense facing a 3rd and 6. Again, we'll see the pistol here.
Here we go. 3-19.
From midfield, here's Wentz. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Here we go. 3-19.
Now it's Sproles. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
To me, that's a superior play by the backer because he was allowed to, I think, run free on it and make that play. His defensive linemen, they covered things down for him because offensive guys, the linemen, what they're trying to do, as you know, is block the guy at the point of attack and then climb to the next level and get the linebacker. When you're not allowed to climb, you got a free hitter, and that's what we saw there. And a really nice play resulted for them.
2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Now Wentz on 3rd down. Aguilar has it. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
No matter how you evaluate quarterbacks, at some point arm strength is going to come into the conversation. I'm really impressed by what I saw on that throw on the out route.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Here we go now.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. Back now. As I search for my cue card here, there we go. Coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando. Play.
Well read.
Yeah, thank you. Wentz now on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
The defensive coordinator came into this game with a plan to get to the quarterback with whatever type of pressure is necessary. It's working to perfection for him today.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. back to the air on second down. Wentz. And bringing it in, this is Selleck over the middle. That catch good for 5. It's third down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal.
This offense is in rhythm now, just accumulating first downs and moving the ball downfield.
Just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Here we go now. Blue landing. Blue landing.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And welcome back. The offensive unit, they took the timeout. And now they get set to line up as we resume action. Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved.
False start, offense.
And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout. And now we're set to get going. And this seemingly endless drive continues. Now Wentz throwing on second down. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dorial Green-Beckham, an 11-yard touchdown. And once again, the Eagles are back out in front.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
And he puts this one through as the lead moves to 13-7. So that one, a 13-play drive in total. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. Now after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. Flacco here on second down. Under pressure, and Flacco's going to be dropped. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. And this offensive unit, they have to face a 3rd down and 12 now.
Hey. Move 45. Move 45.
They'll run it here. This is Buck Allen. And he is going to lose yardage here. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Sam Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now Sproles. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And the Eagles take possession. Here now another look at the rookie Carson Wentz leading his offense back out there. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, is that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that will tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, he's looked pretty good to this point. Now Wentz surveying the field. Look at the time. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. A gain of 32 that time. They'll come up with split backs in the backfield. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So kind of a tough break there. No real hooker slice to that one, but he's denied by the upright.
And he basically hits it just straight as an arrow. But yeah, since he's on the hash mark to begin with, straight as an arrow isn't good enough.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
Come on.
Barring a flag, final play here for Flacco and company. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Ravens are behind right now, but the home crowd should give them a boost. The Eagles will want to come out after the half and really put the pressure on from the start. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Eagles opening up on offense. Wentz's completion is made out of the gun, and he'll be tackled at the 21-yard line. The offense would later throw a pick to end the drive. We go now late in the first. Flacco's got the completion here, and that connection will lead to a gain of 29 yards. Ravens have it later on the drive. West is able to get clear of everybody, and he'll take it in for the touch. They go ahead by 1. Offense on the field now after the pick. Eagles with the football late in the half. Turner's the target here, and he'll eventually be brought down, but not before getting to the 32-yard line. However, it would later miss the field goal try. That'll do it for us here at EA Sports Studios. Let's get back out to Brandon and Charles for the call of the second half. Brandon.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. They start on the ground with West. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Now that's the way you want to start a drive. Talk about a tone setter as well as a playbook opener. Now if you want to take a big shot over the top, you're all positioned to do so.
And the offense still has a couple plays to go to pick up the first on 2nd down and 3. They'll give it to him right up the gut. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Play fake here on first down. Caught left side, Gilmore. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
So what will they do? On the ground, through the air, let's see. 2nd and 9. And he'll give it here to his running back. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. The Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox there to get him down. Offense faces a 3rd and medium with 6 yards left. Third down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. It's a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 4th down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the 1st down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And he'll keep this one away from Sproles as this is angled toward the sideline. It's time for our player spotlight right now as we get a look at Carson Wentz. And really a solid group effort. I mean, the montage focuses on him, and rightfully so, but it's been a good job of a team to get this lead.
I'm with you totally on that. I love the observation. Offensive line and people having to protect him, they've really been in sync and been on point. How about the guys going out and catching the ball? Well, the receivers, the running backs, everyone is involved today. And what we're watching right now is really a beautiful team effort, isn't it?
Absolutely. They'll try to get the running game going with Ryan Matthews. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
It's not always as straight as that team wanted it more than the other, but on that play, it actually was true. They were faster to the ball.
And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Here's Wentz to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Here's Donnie Jones now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Campanaro on the return. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. Here comes the Eagles defense. They worked their way back onto the field. They did their job last go-around, forced the punt, hoping for more of that here.
They got off the field. That's exactly what they wanted to accomplish. Get off the field, turn the ball over to their offense, and kick back and enjoy a little bit of water and rest before they have to go back out there again.
Back out there now and hoping to hurry up and get more water and rest. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
On second down, Flacco to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 53 yards.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop him?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Second down, Flacco now. That's complete, right around the 8. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
Third down, Flacco from the gun. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Buck Allen, his running back that time. And it brings up fourth down. Here's Justin Tucker now for the Raven field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. So the drive takes him inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And now the Eagles offense back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Another pistol look here.
No, check, Patriot!
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, second down. A well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle.
Let's go! Blue landed!
Play fake to Matthews. Now it's Wentz. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion.
Here we go! Blue landed! Blue landed!
Now Wentz on third down. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Lardarius Webb. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position.
Hey! Blue 45!
And he'll give it here to his running back. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
Well, they certainly got dented with that first down run. So now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
5 yards left for the offense. It's second down. Now a handoff here to his running back. Down right around the 25. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. And they'll run it here. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. Throwing here on first down, Flacco. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. Second down, it's Dixon. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting them to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
And 3 full yards here for the offense to get on 3rd down. short. It's Dixon. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. A little educational piece. I know a lot of people hear 3-4, 4-3, etc. Take us through the 4-3, Charles.
Okay, 4-3. 4 down defensive linemen, usually 2 defensive tackles, 2 defensive ends. Behind them, the 3 those are the linebackers. The middle linebacker, often known as the Mike, with 2 outside linebackers, the Sam and the Will. There's your 4-3.
Sam on the strong side, Will on the weak side. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good, and that's going to tie us at 13. So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Now a 20th carry for Ryan Matthews. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
That play never got off the ground because of the defensive front. They owned the offensive line, which allowed the linebackers to see their openings and run straight to the ball. That's why that play just never had a chance.
Will the defense dial up the pressure? Let's see. 3rd and 11. From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. He's got time in the pocket. And that will be caught. But out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. Here's Donnie Jones now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Okay, well, we have a second here. Let's talk NFC playoff picture. If it ended today, Cowboys, Lions would have the bye. Then the Bucs, Giants, Seahawks, and Falcons all would be in.
Then let's break it down just a little bit farther. Let's talk about the NFC East, which looked like an absolute lock for Dallas, and it might still be, but the Giants are still there. Remember, they own the tiebreaker over the Cowboys if they finish in a tie. And in the NFC South, Atlanta and Tampa Bay are going to come down to the wire.
Neck and neck, both 8-5. Setting up to throw, Flacco. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That was a classic example of making the catch first and then taking off.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Ready!
Flacco. Underneath to Allen. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And to give this time to the tailback. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, where they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble.
And now a first down following that long gain. And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They come out here in the eye. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. And here comes play number 6. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Well, they're certainly running the ball pretty well on this drive. And all I remember as a secondary guy was if you're making a lot of tackles in a game, that's usually not good for your defense. You've got to figure out how to keep things in front of you because you know there's 3 levels. Defensive line, linebackers, and into the secondary. And if the 3rd level is leading your team in tackles, as a general rule, things aren't going so well for your defense.
On first down, they go with Dixon. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. The rookie Dixon gets another carry. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense, but a A lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit because for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his face all game long that he's got to try and block and protect his quarterback and create space for his runner.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Kyle Juszczyk taking it in. And the Ravens have broken the tie. And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did. It worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same guy the apple dropped on his head, right?
Tucker now for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Wentz now on first down. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. Boo,
Wentz again here on 2nd and 10. He's got time. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Wentz to throw again. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. So an excellent throw and an excellent catch there.
Zone coverage, which means you just have to find the open areas in between defenders. That's exactly what happened on that play.
It's now on first down. And he will find his man on the outside. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Second and goal as the offense looks to try to punch it in. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on third and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Now, it looks like they might be expecting a pass, an extra DB in on third and goal.
And that's how the game has changed. Now we think pass first, even in goal line situations.
False start, offense.
Six plays got him down here. This is play number 7, third and goal. Wentz now on third and goal. That is caught at the 7-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
But it certainly didn't get what they wanted on that play. That means it's a big-time decision on what you call on 4th down.
Absolutely, because a field goal here doesn't do them much good. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
Green 39! Green 39!
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's in. Front Eagles touchdown. Ryan Matthews taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well, there was no secret there. They were in goal line formation. They wanted to pound it in on 4th and goal, and they did just that.
And how about the challenge? That's a challenge to the offensive line, which they eagerly accept. I haven't met a lineman yet that doesn't want to run the ball more than throw it because they get to fire out and really smack someone. And, boy, they got it done. I'm sure they were encouraging them on the sideline. Let's go, and let's run the ball as well. And they put it in for 6.
And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And it's Ryan Matthews finishing it off with a touchdown run. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. To return, here's Michael Campanaro. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now working their way back onto the field, the Eagles defense. Last drive, touchdown, surrendered. Here, see if they can stop them.
It's always a constant battle of letting the last series go, good or bad, but especially bad. Give up a touchdown. Okay, forget the finger pointing, forget the blame. Go back out and play the defense you know you're capable of and help your team out.
And probably look to the leaders, as always.
As always. They're going to be the ones going to grab some people and say, all right, let's do this thing.
And they'll go on the ground. They find some open field here. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 46 yards. And you talk about great blocking up front. I don't think he was even touched, not a finger on him, until he was brought down to the ground.
I think we heard the whoosh as he went by, didn't we? Right through the gap. No one there, as you outlined. No one touched him at all. A free sprint into the secondary.
Yeah, that's what you call breaking free right there. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
And the offense behind the chains here, a touch on 2nd and 11. Flacco here on 2nd down. And he's got his man on the out route. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. So completion on 2nd down, that brings up 3rd. Third down, Flacco from the gun. And hauled in by Pitta. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will break our tie-ins there. And I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good. Solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield, goes underneath. Nice gain.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted, takes the check down, dumps it off, gains good yardage anyway. Really well executed.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Let's go! 319! 319!
On 1st down, Wentz finding time. And this is Ertz with it, right side. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
That's certainly one way to beat the blitz. Get it out of your hands quickly, get it to the big fella.
Very effective, saw the pressure, got rid of it, and the completion ensued. Second down now after the pass completion. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. So 3rd and medium here, 3rd and 5. Again, it's Wentz. And able to complete it to Green Beckham. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Wentz now on 1st down. Ertz over the middle. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Throwing on 1st is Wentz. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And they went big on 1st down. Proves unfruitful.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
Wentz again here on 2nd and 10. Ertz has it left side. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Here's the option going right. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And Sturgis able to knock it through. And we are all tied here in the final stages. So now then, it's a big kick there to get this game back to even. Now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal could still do you in.
Brandon, we're going to see right here. I would expect that after the kickoff, this offense is going to come out throwing. So those first few plays are going to be the key.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. Now Campanaro. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Setting to throw, Flacco. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Flacco setting up the screen for West. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Flacco gives to Allen. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Here's Sam Cook now, standing just about on his own goal line. Sproles, the return. A big boot that time. 57 yards, the official distance. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right.
Green 39. Green.
To throw is Wentz. Surveying the field. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Wentz to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. Now Wentz. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Back to throw. Wentz. Ertz over the middle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. So this, and now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So this game will come down to the right leg of Caleb Sturgis. He's hit 3 times already, and this for the win. And his kick here is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So he comes through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Without a doubt. The way this one's gone, they didn't want to take any chances in overtime if they could help it. And that was one heck of a pressure-filled kick.
Now it's Sturgis converted on the field goal. Now he'll send this one away on the kickoff. Now Campanaro. Oh, the spin. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Well, this one, partner, was fun down to the very end. They got the points late, right before the whistle. Then the ensuing kickoff. They were hoping for magic on the other side, but couldn't get that spark.
Fun if you won, and fun for us, because we got to watch it and call it. That magic that you were talking about didn't occur at the end, but what a game all the way through.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.